Going on, guys? It's Rage Gamer, and today I wanted to kind of give you my thoughts and opinions on this very mouse I picked up. Now, truthfully, I've had this mouse for almost 3 months now, and normally when I get something new or whatever to play with in terms of PC, I usually play there for a couple weeks or a week or whatever. Then I give my review on it because I can establish a good opinion about it. Um, However, this mouse is a little bit different because, truthfully, one of the primary reasons I even purchased the mouse was because it just looked awesome to me. I really liked the way it looks. The aesthetics of it was very, very appealing. For those of you guys who don't know what mouse this is the Thermaltake eSports Level 10M gaming mouse, and it was designed by BMW, I guess, and I don't know how far that really translates, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. The mouse itself, it's pretty freaking neat. I mean, it's open shell like this. It's all aluminum on the bottom. This part's all plastic, but it's got a nice aluminum strip down the middle. It has lots of profiles. The mouse is capable of up to 8200 DPI, which is very fast, and it's a very accurate mouse. And but that's about as far as it goes, because when I first got the mouse, and I'm coming from a Logitech G700 gaming wireless mouse, and that mouse is incredibly ergonomic, good solid gaming mouse, and truthfully I didn't need to replace it. I just liked the way this one looked, and so decided that I was going to buy this one. I found this on Amazon for, it's like 60 bucks pretty much, or a little more than $60, something like that. Which is pretty good because it retailed at like 110 or something when it first got released, and I just really wanted it. Some of the unique features about this mouse is it comes with like a little tool, and if you guys could see right there is like a little Allen key. I don't think I don't think it's gonna focus. So there's an Allen key here, and there's an Allen key right here. Now, if you guys have you done any kind of looking at this mouse before, you guys know it comes with a tool, so you can raise or lower the grip by about 5 degrees, which isn't very much. I mean, you're talking less than an inch, but you can kind of angle it left to right down here, or up or down from here. And well, it's kind of cool. I didn't really use that feature, truthfully. I just basically adjusted this mouse exactly like the G700, so it kind of angles up. I don't know if you guys can tell, but from this angle, if you look at the right click is angled down, and your right mouse button is angled kind of up, and the left click is kind of down. That's just how the G700s was set up, so I just set it up that way. Truthfully, full disclosure, this mouse was not very ergonomically comfortable when I first got it. It took that, and that's why this review's taken so long, because I really wanted to use it fully before I gave you guys my thoughts and opinion on it, because it just wasn't fair to just tell everybody it's just not a great mouse. Because after using it for so long, I've discovered that I really like this mouse, like in terms of performance and functionality and options and all this other stuff. It really, really does exactly what I need it to do. If you notice here, there's a little 4-directional, almost like a little analog joystick right here. So this is what controls your profiles. So if I click it back, that'll adjust my DPI, and each profile has 4 DPI settings, and you can adjust it back down to the first setting here. If I click it in, that changes the profile. So there's 5 profiles total, and each are identified by a different color scheme. So and these LED lights in here, even this trick one that's underneath this little air grill thing, or what they say is going to cool your hands, that all lights up too. And these colors are pretty much anything you want them to be. So you can have any color combination you want. Like, for example, I like to mix it up. So I have red, green, and blue. Or I guess that's probably like a little bit, it was white on the camera. This is like my Blacklight Retribution profile. This is my Black Ops 2 profile. And then this is my Battlefield 2 profile. Battlefield 3, apologize. And everything works. I can adjust everything I need on the fly. The software, which I'll show you guys if I can get a little bit of it in here, it works, and once you kind of understand the scheme of it, it works very well. And the macros are great. It's very easily programmable. In fact, for Blacklight Retribution, I was able to, because if you guys play the game, when you throw the grenade, it doesn't just throw a grenade like a normal first-person shooter. You have to select the grenade and then actually hit another button to throw it. So I set up a macro on this button here. So I hit it once, and it actually set a macro, so it'll throw it and select it all at the same time for me, which was very easy to set up, and I was actually rather pleased with it. Physical dimensions. This mouse is enormous, and I have large hands. If you're looking at your average American man, okay, I have very large hands. This mouse is almost too big just for my hand, and that's legitimately saying something. So if you have small hands, I just don't see how you're ever going to use this mouse to its full potential. It has two buttons here, like any other mouse, but it's not very ergonomic. So if you have smaller hands, it's kind of, the thumb ones are good. You can reach both thumbs no problem. These, on the other hand, it has another two set of buttons here. These are basically impossible to reach if you have smaller hands, because essentially if you're here, you're clicking this with your pinky or your ring finger, and it's just not very comfortable, and it takes your fingers off the two buttons you hit the most. Okay, so that did take some time to get used to. It is not the most ergonomic mouse, as I talked about before. It takes you a while to get a comfortable grip on it. If you're gonna sit down and play Battlefield 3 for a couple hours, your hands are gonna get a little bit tired. I do notice that it took me a while to get the right kind of grip on this thing. Now, they market this as a claw grip mouse. Well, because like I said, my hands are pretty big. I've never had to claw grip any mouse, and for me to claw grip any mouse is just not comfortable. I don't feel like I have as much control. I like to rest my palm on the bottom here. So after a while, I kind of got my hand into shape, and I was able to actually figure it out. So I go back and forth. I get this mouse. I'm like, man, I should maybe take it back. I don't know if I like it, but I'm very glad that I chose not to do that, because now, going back to my old mouse, I really miss this mouse. This is the this laser. God damn, I know you guys know the name of this laser. It's like a very high-end laser, and you can really tell the difference in terms of just smoothness, especially for guys who like to play first-person shooters like me, or any game that requires a lot of mouse work. This mouse, I really started missing this mouse. So if I go back to the Logitech mouse, this mouse, in terms of precision, just on the gaming laser itself, is bar none the best mouse I've ever had. To the point to where some of the awkward ergonomics, the gaming user experience itself has made up for it, because I don't want to use a different mouse now. This is my mouse, and I've come very accustomed to it. I've got used to it. But it's not an easy mouse to get used to initially. You kind of have to really be patient with it, and get used to how it works and how it feels. Now, truth be told, most people don't want to waste for that. Like, most people want a mouse to feel fantastic out of the box, and I don't blame them. I really don't. Like, I get it, but if you're interested in a mouse that looks unusual, it's got interesting styling to it, it's got a great setup, it's got a great software that comes with it, and it's got a tremendous precision gaming laser. You can't beat it. It's really a phenomenal mouse. Couple of things. The cable, if you look, it's kind of unusual too. So it's got like this hard plastic covering. It almost looks like a USB flash drive. And it came with a case, or not, I guess in that case, like a little cap. So I guess if you're traveling with it, you can cover it up and prevent dust from getting into it, I suppose, huh? But that was kind of an unusual touch. You don't see that very often. Comes with a nice little Velcro thing to wrap the cable up, and the cable itself is kind of interesting. It's very thin. The wire itself is not a thick gauge wire, but it's incredibly like stiff. Like it does not bend easy. When you think about it, just a cable or a wire. The cabling in terms of the sleeving on it is phenomenal. I mean, you can't see anything. You can't see any kind of wires through. It's black, so it looks nice. It feels nice. The build quality is very exceptional. Um, so other than that's basically my thoughts on this mouse. Again, it's Thermaltake
Hey there, guys. Okay,
eSports
so
level 10
real quick, I want to
gaming
show you
mouse.
the software for the level 10 mouse. This is now it's just loading up here. So okay, so some people have complained about it kind of being difficult to move around. So I'm gonna show you the ins and outs of it. It's really not that difficult. I think once you get the hang of it, it's pretty neat. So up here, as you can see, you have up to 5 profiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you notice, okay, so my profile 1, and you can name it whatever you want. So this is my Black Ops 2. And then if I had, say I have Black Ops 2, Battlefield 3, and then Blacklight Retribution. And then like a normal use one just for if I'm doing regular tasks or whatever. Or like for example, if I'm in Blender, I might use certain buttons on the mouse for controls in there. You can do normal mode or battle mode. Now, battle mode, this says when this mode is switched into the battle detection, the illumination effects will change according to the clicking frequency, which is kind of cool and pointless at the same time. But I could imagine that, like, for certain people, that's just kind of a cool feature. I personally don't use it because I like to keep them color coded so I know which profile or which game I'm playing, because obviously every game has a little bit different button scheme that you're going to want to use, or at least the different button mapping. So I change them accordingly, and then I color code them however I need to, based on what I'm doing. Now, so if you click on this performance tab down here, this let you set all 4 levels of DPI per profile. So what's this one? It's my Battlefield one. So you go 11, 1200, 1600, and 2000. And then you can do the lift-off adjustment. So that's like at what point it'll censor that your mouse is off the desk. Never adjusted that. Never really seemed to have that need. Now you can adjust your scroll speed, which is cool, or your cursor speed, or your double-click speed. So there's a bunch of different features here, which is pretty cool. And then you can even, if you check this button here, it'll enable independent X, Y, and sensitivity, which is, I guess that would be more for like very specific games, like if you're playing like a top-down map or something. I'm not gonna use that, but I think it's pretty cool that they have the option. Like the software is pretty in depth, and it does give you a lot of options. Now, say I'm in my Battlefield 3 profile and I want to program my middle mouse button. If I click it, you'll see that little red circle there. Now you could do a single key. You go in here and you can assign it to just your basic buttons, right? So it'd be Alt, Shift, Control, sensitivity down, sensitivity up, forward, backward, double click, blah blah. So you get that. Or if you hit the T key here, this will be your macros. So if you click here, so all of your macros that you set up. Now you can see, like I've got a bunch on here. So I got Battlefield third person view, grenade, melee, scoreboard, Black Ops 2 grenade, Black Ops 2 melee, on-screen display, regular melee for, well, I have no idea what game that's for, on-screen score, status, and then throw grenade. I think what I did is I made these first and then realized I needed to divide them based on which game I'm playing, or these could be for Blacklight Retribution and I just never identified them as such. So that's interesting. Nonetheless, they're pretty easy to assign. You can assign whatever you want on there. If you want to make the macros, see they have this little macro button here, and it's as simple as anything. So you can name it here. You can just take over one that you already made if you'd like, or you go up here and go new, and then you can name it whatever you want. Battlefield 3. Medic pack or something like that. And then if you really need, so then you just go down here and you hit record. Say medical packs 3. Now if you wait, like do a complicated macro, you can wait here and say, oh, and then after that I want to use the melee function. So it'll wait 3.2 seconds, and then you hit stop, and then you can apply it to that one. So the cool thing is you only have to hit the button once, and it'll actually wait the 3.2 seconds and then do the next function here, which is pretty sweet. I'm not going to keep that, obviously, but just to show you how actually it is pretty easy. Profile management, you can just jump to whichever ones you want. Okay. Oh, jeez, what did I do? Oh, I just went to this one. Oh, why would I do that opposed to just like clicking over? That doesn't make any sense. So that's kind of quirky. Let's see. You could do now this. You can click on this. I think this is a video. Specifically showing you this is like a video telling you how great the design of it is. I'm gonna stop it because it's super loud. And then this one is another video, kind of the same deal. Okay, that's the stuff I explained earlier. That's it. It's kind of weird they throw that in the actual software like that, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Light options. So here you can select specifically 3 different color schemes. So you can do your trigger button or your left mouse click, and you can do any one of these colors. Now this right here is actually white, even though it looks like a pale blue, but it'll light up white on your actual mouse. Then you can change this, same idea, same color scheme. I'm not going to mess with any of my colors, but I could change it to whatever I want. And cancel. And that's assuming you don't have battle on, because battle will adjust the color based on if it's on that profile. But other than that, that's the whole kit and caboodle with the mouse itself. Yeah, check you guys later. Bye.